Hey everybody, it's Greg and it's another edition of Unbreakable, the podcast. It's Friday, TGIF, January the 12th. Now, we're going to get right to it. We're going to talk about the Eagles game on Monday today. All week long we talked about the NFL playoffs. And, well, in case you haven't watched the podcast this week, my selections are tomorrow, Browns win and Browns cover. Joe Flacco, the night game, which some of us won't watch or can't watch because the damn game is on Peacock. Don't get me started. Chiefs win, Dolphins cover. I think it's going to be a close game. Cold game down to like 9 degrees or something like that. Dolphins aren't used to playing in that weather. They're hurt. Somehow Chiefs win. Sunday games. Talk about them too. Bills win, Bills cover. Go Bills. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, it makes me want to puke. Dallas wins on Sunday, but Green Bay covers. Close game. And the Sunday night game, which I'm looking forward to. I think it's going to be an exciting game. Lions and Rams. Rams not only cover, Rams win the game. Yeah. So there you go. That brings us to the Eagles. So where do I start? I've been thinking about this game all week. Well, first thing is, I can't believe that this team, the same team, was 10-1 at one point. You remember that? What? It's unbelievable that the Eagles are in the situation that they're in. I mean, you have a team that was 10-1, was not only looking forward to the playoffs, was, pretty sure that they were going to get good odds, good bet to get the number one seed, which bet a bye, which bet at least one home playoff game, maybe two, on the way to the Super Bowl. I mean, it just looked like this team was just going to have another shot and go back. And what happened? What happened to this team? I mean, they just fell apart. Dallas guy, God bless him, he was talking this week, and he may have been a little bit too honest because he made the comment that maybe the Eagles were coasting the last 5 or 6 games of the season. Maybe they were 10-1 and got a little too full of themselves after being in the Super Bowl last year. I mean, thank you, Dallas guy. Thank you for your honesty. But how can a team coast? Coast to me means they're not really trying hard. How can they just show up without trying? Do you think their crap doesn't stink? That they can just show up and beat the Giants or beat the Cardinals or, beat the Seahawks? That's unbelievable to me. Everything that's going on this year, the backstabbing, the finger pointing, the players saying, I had a great game. The rest of the team sucked, but I had a great game. All of that stuff going on. Dallas Goedert saying that the Eagles might have coasted the last part of this season is unbelievable to me. First of all, that's an indictment against the players. Don't they have any pride? They're acting like they won the freaking Super Bowl last year. They didn't win. They lost the Super Bowl. You would think they would be even hungrier and more driven to get back to the Super Bowl this year and win it this year. Not coast. What do they think it is? Like a light switch? You're going to get into playoffs and all of a sudden you're going to start playing better? That's unbelievable. Well, now, the Eagles are facing injuries. Jalen Hurts dislocated his finger on his throwing hand. Now he's saying, well, maybe I shouldn't have went back in the Giants game last week, which was pretty much a meaningless game. Again, there's no organization, there's no control, there's no leadership on this team. And that's an indictment of the coaches. Like, who's doing what? It's like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. You've got AJ Brown, who's not practicing his knee. Is he going to be able to play on Monday? Devontae Smith has been out. DeAndre Swift has been out. And let's face facts. The Eagles just aren't good enough, especially on defense. Look what the Giants did to them. Look what the Cardinals did to them. The Eagles were always known as a good run-stopping team. James Conner of Arizona just ran right through him like a hot knife through butter. And the Giants pretty much did whatever. Howie Roseman, the linebackers suck. Number one, you don't put enough priority on linebackers when you draft or when you get free agents. And yet you leave the two linebackers who were playing really well for you, TJ Edwards, who happens to go to the Pro Bowl this year, and Kazir White. You let them go. And you don't replace it. The defense sucks. They can't stop the run. The linebackers can't stop the pass. The secondary, they're either too young or they're old. Darius Slay, I'm not calling him Slay, I'm calling him Darius Slay. What the hell is Slay business? He's not as good as he used to be. And James Bradbury, he signed him. Why? He's lost like 5 steps. And yet, the really good secondary player, CJ Gardner-Johnson, they let him go to the Detroit Lions. You'll be watching him play Sunday. Howie Roseman, for all the accolades he has gotten over the years, especially last year, did a brutal job this offseason. Brutal. Was it to save money? I don't know. But he did an absolutely brutal job. His talent evaluation stinks. He's the one who put this team together. Should I be complaining? The Eagles are in the playoffs. Okay. A lot of teams would give the right arm. The Carolina Panthers would change positions with us in a minute, right? I guess, I don't know, are Eagle fans spoiled? We're used to a certain level of play with this Eagles team. It's one thing to get beat. It's one thing if you're not good, right? And clearly, the Eagles are not good enough this year. But it's another thing when they don't try. It's another thing when they give up. It's another thing when they coast. And I'll name names. Darius Slay. I played great. The rest of the teams. AJ Brown. Don't need the ball. If you don't know the ball, I'm going to count. It's just, this is what you have. Do you need to draw the division on this team? No. The 2017 team didn't do this. This year's team is doing it. You've got some bad apples in there. And it's a talent. But we do got to have talent around the team. We get the they were playing doing. And I'm not happy with the coaching staff. I don't care what people say. Players got to play. It's a player, blah, blah, blah. I get that. But the coaching staff stinks. Okay. Nick Sirianni is cruising this year like he's done something, mocking the Kansas City fans and after the Eagles win. What the hell? You know, there's just something wrong. Something wrong with this team. We knew coming into the season, two new coordinators, bad news. Bad news. But you've got a team that went to the Super Bowl, a losing team in the Super Bowl has not returned to the Super Bowl. And one team has done that in 28 years. We knew this was coming. We knew it was coming. Jordan Davis doesn't make weight every. Does he have any pride? He's a young guy. Make weight. Do you like paying a fine every week? Just to sit down and eat. Stop it, Ellie. You're a professional. You're not in college anymore. It's time to grow up. You're a professional player. Act like it. And when you're on the field, Jordan Davis, don't just lumber around. Don't jog down the field. Hustle. And you know how many guys would love to be in your position? And I'd rather have a guy who has maybe less talent, more desire to take your friend place. This all goes back to the right? The way the Eagles are playing. Why are they even favored? We've got a Tampa Bay team who has a code. Yes, they won a bad division, but somebody had to win it. They only scored 9 points last week against a Carolina team that sucks in a game that Tampa Bay really needed to win to get into the playoffs. Baker Mayfield is all banged up. The Buccaneers are a bad team, yet they're in the playoffs. The Eagles are favored after the way the Eagles have been playing lately. And look, I'm the biggest Eagles fan in the world. But I'm also realistic. And I've known this team hasn't been right since way before the Seattle game. So, it's with a lot of regret that I think the Eagles are going to lose on this Sunday. It's supposed to be a rainy day, a rainy night in Tampa. That's going to keep the score down. If I was a betting man, I would definitely play the under. Definitely play the under. Because Tampa Bay can't score, the Eagles can't score right now, and they're going to be playing in the rain. So, rather than pick a winner, I would say play the under. But to me, it just makes sense to take the points in Tampa and pick one. So, even if they don't win, Tampa's going to keep up with this Eagles team. Keep going right now. They thought they would wrong. Keep up with them. They can't do it. They don't need the team. And that's the problem. People expect the Eagles they will destroy, massacre, and they will just annihilate the Egyptians. They're not going to die the church they have you because the women is saying it's the they're just both physical and mental. Not the same Eagles team. They don't want the toughness of the Eagles team. This team is fought. This team is designed. And this team is from themselves. Plus, we add the fact of just physically, just like people. And they're not good. Need to sell it because you got some guys who really play the next time. Joseph Gibson. And go. So I think Tampa Bay's going to win 20-17. That's my prediction. Now I think wrong. I think it was middling Monday. Forget about winning comfortably. Just win, baby. Just win. Eagles win. They take the next step. They go to San Francisco. Hello. And we talk about that game next week. I just don't see how the Eagles win. How banged up they are. How disorganized they are. Just doesn't seem there's any rhyme or reason to the Eagles team. How porous they are with defense. I just can't see it. Just I wish I was wrong, and maybe I won't be wrong. But we'll see what happens on Monday, right? Tomorrow, big day, because if you tune in late Saturday morning, I'm going to have my Super Bowl pick for you. The team that I think is going to win the whole thing. The team that I think is going to win the Super Bowl. And we're going to pick it right before the playoffs start, right before the big dance, so to speak. I love wild card weekend. You know, you've got this handful of teams that think that we still have a chance. We could be world champions. All we gotta do is get hot and go on a little run. You know, which is true. I mean, you don't know which way the ball's going to bounce. You don't know if the weather is going to have an effect on games. You just don't know, right? So I love the fact that there's 2 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday, 1 week on Monday. So everybody enjoy wildcard weekend. Oh, by the way, I gotta tell you, Joel Embiid is not playing tonight for the 76ers against the Sacramento Kings. Now, Joel Embiid has a streak going, at least 30 points and 10 rebounds in the game for the last, 15 games, 14 games, whatever. Now, I think he wants to be 100% healthy when he comes back because he really, really wants that record. Embiid is all about personal achievement, getting records, that sort of thing, MVPs. And maybe his ankle was really bad, or his knee or whatever. But I'm also thinking he's looking at the matchup tonight against the Kings. The Kings have Sabonis instead. Sabonis is a rebound machine. Sabonis has had a couple of triple doubles. I love Sabonis. I wish he was on the Sixers. That's powerful. Exactly what the Sixers need. A guy who can rebound, a guy who can shoot the three, a guy who can pass the ball. Sabonis is a great player. My thinking is the next time we're going to see Joel Embiid, it's Monday afternoon, Martin Luther King Day, against the Houston Rockets coming. And I think Embiid is looking at that like, hey, I got a better chance to get 30 and 10 against Houston than I do against Sacramento. And then my prediction is we won't see him in the next game, which is Tuesday against the world champion Denver Nuggets and Nikola Jokic. Embiid is going to beg out of the game. Yeah. He's going to say, I can't play back-to-back games. So that's just my prediction. That's what I think. So, but we'll see. Let's see. It'll be an interesting weekend. The Flyers are playing. I think they're in Minnesota tonight playing the Wild. And it should be a fun sports weekend. Hey, before I go, I gotta tell you, this is sad news here. Did you see that Fruit Stripe gum? They're no longer going to make it. Do you remember Fruit Stripe gum? I loved it when I was a kid. Yeah, they came in like a lemon, the stripes, cherry, orange. like 5 different flavors, right? No fruit stripe cup. And they had that zebra on the package. I learned that his name is Yipes or Yips. Yips the zebra. Yips. And this, this the fruit stripe cup has been going on since the 1960s. And they decided to discontinue it. I guess nobody's chewing gum anymore, especially the fruit stripe gum. Well, I chew, but it was a part of my childhood. I remember it very well. I remember you took that wrapper off, you could smell the gum, you taste the flavor box in 10 minutes, and it's really stuff. But it's another part of the 60s. It's another thing. Well, up done. So that's fine. So I think you might be able to step finding it there and start playing again. So and like when I pick up a cat, you said and save it. It's nice. That's the end of the chat. So speaking of the end, this is the end of the podcast today. I hope everybody has a great Friday and it's a great weekend. I will be back tomorrow. Don't forget the Super Bowl pick tomorrow. Who will it be? And then down to maybe the dogs will be back tomorrow. Who knows? So anyway, okay, before I go check it. See you next time. Take it.